Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome back to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby and welcome to the Craft House. I think this is, I know we shouldn't have favourites, but I think this is my favourite show of the week because, do you know what? We get to chat to one of our, crafty experts here in the studio, but we also get to chat to you as well. This is where we bring in one of our Crafters TV viewers and we make them a part of the show as well. So it's always hugely exciting and lots of fun because we get inspiration from our crafters, inspiration from you guys as well. By the way, if you want to get involved in Craft House, I'll tell you how to do that a little bit later because we're always looking for people to get involved. We've got some brilliant goodies to bring you on the show, and we've got a brilliant crafting expert on the show as well. Who it is, let me just tell you. Very excited for the fact that he's here in the Craft House, but also it's his last show before Christmas. It's Craig. He's doing cartwheels over there earlier.
Hello, I was jumping about, cartwheels, I was doing everything. Yes, what an incredible show to end on. My little break is going to be good, it's going to be fun, and as Ben says, just to throw in that excitement, that little bit more, in between these two shows, I did get a call from SAS to say my couch, it will be delivered between 7:30 tomorrow morning and 8:30. Now, do you know what? That's early for a Sunday.
Too early.
However, hey, it's new couch day. It means I've got all Sunday to chill out on my couch before we head up to Scotland. I say we, the royal we, me, heads up to Scotland at the start of next week. But before that, we've still got 2 hours to go. 2 hours of fun, 2 hours of craftiness, and we've got Garden of Love. We have got double-sided dies. We've got something, again, Ben said doesn't want to really have favourites. I'm the same, but probably the peekaboos. Got them back. Really small amount though. We've got them as well. We're going to go out and I'm not going to say any more because Ben will introduce someone later, but we have got a very special guest indeed, someone that I love so much. But Ben will tell you all about that in a moment.
I certainly will. And do you know what the thing is? We've got a great show lined up, but you can tell how busy it's been, certainly over the last few weeks, in that we're kind of bringing you slightly different bundles because things have sold out on the lead up to the show. Things have sold out today as well. So what I would say is if you see something on the show that you like, make sure you grab it for goodness sake because we don't want you missing out. Now, also during the show, it is a craft house, so we're going to be chatting to our guests, but also we want you to chat to us. Get social with us on Facebook and YouTube, because I don't know if you know. If you don't know, I'll tell you. We are giving away vouchers. We're giving away a £20 voucher or a $20 voucher to not one, but 2 people who comment during the show. That's all you got to do. Send us a little comment. It can be a nice comment about what's going on. It can be a comment about our jumpers, it can be a question, whatever you want it to be. Just comment during the show on Facebook and YouTube as you normally do, and at the end of the show we will pick 2 people out to win £20 or $20 to spend with us here at Crafters Companion. The other thing I just want to tell you before we get cracking with the show is that we have got a brilliant raffle currently ongoing. Now you will know, I'm sure, that our charity of the year is the Bradley Lowry Foundation, a charity that helps with childhood cancers, and basically we've been doing lots throughout the year, and this is kind of the next thing that we're doing. We are doing a raffle, £2 or $3 per ticket. Search Bradley Lowry raffle on crafterscompanion.co.uk.com. All profits from the ticket sales go to the Bradley Lowry Foundation, and we'll announce the winners on Creative Cravings on the 23rd of December. The prize is worth £532 or $684, and you've got a little bit of a sneaky peek there as to what is in that prize bundle. It is huge. And here's the other brilliant thing. If you buy more than 1 ticket, purchase a couple or more, you will get also the little crafty Christmas ornament as well. You can purchase tickets, there you go, to win by searching on our website for the Bradley Lowry Foundation. And there you go, buy 2 tickets and receive a stocking decoration for free. Right. Really excited, as I say, love the Craft House because you know what, we get to see some amazing demos, amazing inspiration, but we get to meet you as well. And I believe today in Craft House we are heading off to Worcestershire and we are saying a very good afternoon to Liz. Hi Liz.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent stuff. I know you're very excited to be here in the Craft House. Craig was sort of saying that he sort of knows you. Have you met Craig before then? What's the deal with you guys?
Yeah, no, I've met Craig before. I met him at Craftaganza when it was at the Evesham Craftaganza last year,
Excellent stuff. Yes, he's been saying that you're going to be a great guest and that you've been really looking forward to it. So we're so glad to have you here. How long have you been watching us here on Crafters TV? Have you been part of the Crafters TV journey
since it started, since day one.
Wow. And what is it about Crafters TV that you love so much?
I just enjoy a bit of interaction, and I like the crafting, but it's quite fun listening to all the banter that's going on between you and the presenters. And when it first started, there wasn't any like an anchor like yourself. There was just Craig or whoever was doing the show, and they were having to look at the comments and talk to people, do the crafting. So
excellent stuff. To be honest with you, Liz, I get the easy job stood over this side of the studio, just reading off the comments. But it's great that you've been here sort of since the start. And how long have you been crafting for as well? Were you crafting before you found Crafters TV?
I started crafting about 5 years ago, and I discovered Crafters Companion when they opened the shop in Evesham. And after that, that's when I discovered the online shopping, and then Crafters TV was launched, and I've just learned a lot of my techniques from watching the programs.
Yeah.
I'm struggling because there's a real echo, and
I've
got like an echo in my ears.
I tell you, yeah, it's very, very off-putting. I've had that before. I tell you what, we'll try and fix that for you to make it a little bit easier for you. And whilst we'll do that, we'll come back here into the studio, because I know we've got lots we're going to be seeing from you over the course of the show as well. You've got lots to show us, so we'll come back. We'll see if we can fix that echo out for you. It can be very off-putting, that, can't it, when you can hear yourself coming back. But yeah, we'll sort that out. We're going to be coming back to Liz, as I say. We're going to be speaking to Craig as well in just a few moments' time. But let's tell you about some of the deals that we have got on the show. The Garden of Love collection. This has always been hugely, hugely popular. And this collection we absolutely love. Details coming up on your screen here. 64 elements in total within this collection. And what I love about it actually is you get a little bit of everything. It's a beautiful collection, but you're going to get within this your A4 vellum pack. Gorgeous vellum to be working with in this collection. You're also going to get your beautiful delicate lace border die. You've got your happy anniversary die in there too. You're going to get a collection of ribbon also in there. This gorgeous die which you can use for kind of frames for like your place settings and things like that. So again, you know, we were talking a lot in the last show, you know, about weddings and anniversaries and birthdays, all these things that we like to invite people along to that hopefully we'll be able to get back to doing at some point next year. That's absolutely stunning. And you're also going to receive in this collection as well your monogram frame stamps collection. Again, if you watched the earlier show, the foil press masterclass, lots to chat about the monograms there. This one is the stamp frames, which are absolutely gorgeous, and you get all of the letters in a beautiful font. You get the numbers, and of course you get all of the months in there too. It is an look at the deal on that. I've just seen that. 18 quid.
Unreal.
18 pounds or $25. You've got to get. No word of a lie, I didn't know the price. You've got to get that. 18. It should be 45 quid. 18 pounds, $25. Grab it whilst you can. I expect that to fly out of the door today. All of that for that amazing price. Also, if you love the Garden of Love collection, we've got two other collections for you as well. The dies. Now, what I will say is if you're going for these, there's a slight overlap with this collection to the one that I just showed you a few moments ago there. But within this collection, again, for an amazing price, you're going to receive these absolutely gorgeous dies. Here we go. This is your first one here, which is absolutely stunning. This is your Elegant Peony. Then you're going to get, congratulations. They're singing in my ear. Don't know where. You've also got here your wedding invitation. Again, how useful is that going to be? You'll use it time and time again, like this one here, Everlasting Love, which is really cute. You'll also get, oh yeah, there's a song for that one as well, isn't there? With All My Love. You've then also got Always and Forever. There's a song for that as well. And last but by no means least, you're going to get this beautiful, elegant frame, which is in the other collection as well. So if you are taking advantage of these deals, there's a slight overlap in the fact that you've got 2 dies, which you will get within that collection. But actually, do you know what? Who cares? At this sort of price, you can afford to get all of these. And if you get duplicates, then you can give those to friends, keep those as stocking fillers, whatever it might be. But again, with this collection, 11 of those gorgeous dies for $22.36. This is a £56 bundle or $83 that you get for $22.36 or $33.56. You're saving much more than you are spending. Gorgeous collection. Honestly, if you've seen this before in action and you've thought to yourself, I'd love to have this collection, today is the day to go for it. And then, if that wasn't good enough, we've also got this gorgeous Garden of Love stamp collection as well. And you will not believe the price of this. 104 elements for $13.98 or $18.33. Unbelievable. You're saving £20 or $27.51. Absolutely gorgeous. So 6-piece stamp collection here. This one is to have and to hold. Love these. Some glorious sentiments in here. May your life together be full of love. Love, laughter, and happily ever after. These are the kind of things that you see, when you think about like home decor and like, pictures and things like that, you go into those boutique shops and those kind of phrases that you see printed on, in frames and things like that. This is your ability to be able to make your own with a collection like that. Really, really cool. Love that. 6 you're going to get in there. Now you're also going to get within this collection the monogram frames. Once again, that is included in the other collection that we've got. There is a bit of an overlap, but as I say, when you're seeing these sort of prices, unbelievable. Again, you get the 2 frames, which are absolutely stunning. And then you've got all of the letters of the alphabet. You've got your numbers in there as well. And then, of course, you've got your months of the year too. So as we saw in the last show, brilliant to be able to create, wedding stationery, wedding invites, all of these different sort of things within this collection. 56 stamps there. Then you're also going to get this, which is absolutely gorgeous, your floral bouquet. There's so many beautiful flowers in there as well for you to be able to make your own beautiful frames. Layer these up, they're going to look absolutely stunning. Gorgeous flowers, all of the foliage in there too. And then last but by no means least, you've got this little collection here. Again, just with like really handy phrases if you are doing, wedding invites, for example, wedding stationery. You've got things like, wedding, invitation, directions, RSVP. Super, super handy to have. We chatted about this so much in the last show, how expensive it can be if you are planning a wedding. You talk about, how much money you spend on, music and DJs and food and all these kind of things. The prices always seem to get hiked up, don't they? With this, make your own stationery at a fraction of the cost. And again, this, for example, not just for weddings, save the date, invitation, gifts. You're not just going to be using that for weddings, so much more. $13.98 or $18.33. Let me just say, we are uber busy already because these prices are just ridiculous. Now, I'm just being told, we did have a paper bundle to bring to you, but that's, let's do it. Don't scream and shout, but that's now
sold out.
That's gone. At these, at these sort of prices, I expect other goodies to sell out during the show as well. Oh, tell you what we also were going to bring to you as well, an accessory bundle. But don't scream and shout, that's now
sold out.
That's gone. I expect to be saying that again over the course of the show. Let's say a quick few hellos because there's loads of you getting in touch. Loretta from Arizona, Deborah from Ohio, Corinne from Washington, Diane from Tennessee. Katie on YouTube says, waiting for today's instalment number 2 with Bonza Ben. I like that, Bonza Ben. And the Hottie Scotty, Craig. Michelle says, Craig, glad your sofa is arriving and you'll be able to enjoy it. Joe says, really love that jumper, Ben. Can you smell it?
Oh, I was going to do that.
Oh, sorry. And Ronnie Lee on YouTube saying, your sweaters on both of you are great. More of those comments coming in just a few moments' time. But hang on a minute. Can you smell what the Craig is crafting?
I was going to do that right at the start of masterclass, and I thought, no, I'm going to wait, I'm going to build it, I'm going to do it in Craft House, and you've just beat me to it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
No, because you didn't do it in the last show, I thought you'd forgotten. So that's why I took the liberties of doing it.
No, I didn't forget.
Well, tell you what, here's a great thing. Because we have people dip in and out all the time.
That's true.
I won't mention it again. If you do it in about an hour's time, people won't even know that I've done it, and then you can do it. And I'll react and laugh as if I've not heard it before.
Good. Perfect.
Excellent
I like
stuff.
that. I like that idea.
Where are we starting off, mister?
We're going to start with the Garden of Love. And, you know, I want you to say, remember as well, that this is, obviously, Sarah's signature collection. Sometimes when you see them coming back, you know, whether you want to call it a sale item, obviously it's not classed as a sale item, but a reduced price. Keeping in mind, this is only, you know, a good few months old. This isn't something that we had last year or the year before, or we found extra bits. You know, this is something that we've got that come this year. And this is then, you know, they always say, you never say guarantee, because I can't guarantee anything. But this would still sell really, really well, even if it was still at the full price. But then you're getting it at that incredible bundle. And then just says, well, before we start die cutting, sometimes if you get duplicates of dies, sometimes you think, well, I don't know, would I use them together? So for instance, this one, if you went for the 2 packs, the 2 sets, and then that means you're going to get double these ones. Now you think, if you want to cut an edgeable, that's great, just die cut that once. Say you wanted to do a double edgeable, now you would need to die cut that twice. Isn't a problem, no problem at all, but it just means if you do have a duplicate, like you would potentially get, you're able to then just cut out one step and make it that wee bit quicker as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes there can be positives to actually having 2 of the one die. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to do a bit of crafting and bring in a few of the elements that Ben was just going over a moment ago. I have already done a little bit of matting and layering. I've taken this step out because you've sold out of the paper pad, you've bought it. So we're just going to do a bit of matting and layering first. So if you've got the paper pad, this is what I've used here, and I've gone round the edge with a bit of pink tulip, and then what I've just done is a bit of pink satin card as well. So that's our base layer, and it is 5x7. So what we can do then is bring in a piece of gold. This could be gold mirror, it could be satin. We can see our strip here, and that strip is going to work perfectly with, funny enough, our delicate lace border. So we can pop this one through. Now this is a nice thin one, so even this will go through your Gemini Mini or your Go.
Yep.
Sometimes it can just be that little bit longer for it, so all you would just do is just start to die cut one half and then just turn it around and run it through onto the other half, and then you're going to get that cut just perfectly. Coming up just shortly, we have got our double-sided dies that I'm going to need my A4 Gemini for. So therefore, I'm just going to keep my Gemini out for the whole time, the A4 platform. And we're going to be using our large plates. So I'm just going to tape this one down onto our card. And what I'm going to do as well, I'm just going to move it along slightly. So this has got a cutting edge all the way around, which means that will cut fully from your cardstock. So we can pop that one on and we can pop that one on. Wafer thin die, so it's our base cutting plate, our plastic shim magnetic, and then our top cutting plate. And then this can then just go through our Gemini. And I'm going to then run it through, as we can see here. So nothing different than what you would be doing with any of your other dies. Popping that one through as well. So you're wanting to think of your cards, as Ben was saying as well, think about your home decor, whether you use the stamps, a nice little frame all the way around, but cut into it, chop into it. Doesn't need to be that length if you don't want it to be. But then once you've die cut it, once you've got all that element come out, you're going to be left with a nice filigree detailed die cut. Use it as a stencil if you want. You know, it'll be really, really fine detail. We can see crystal clear. I'm going to tip it so you can see there. See how you've got all that pencil line? That's what we call it there. It's like a pencil line. That's how you know that it's die cut just perfectly. So we can then just take our die brush, and we're just going to take all these bits out. We're going to run that over. So anything that you see me using, if we don't have it on the show, you can always just check out the website. But we're just going to run all that through. Let's bring in my pokey tool as well, just to release this one. So popping it out, this wee release holes. So if I then pull that one out, let's turn it round onto my black mat.
Gorgeous.
Can we see, look at that.
That's lush,
now, wraps around any of your napkins, even about this isn't Christmas themed, but what about around the edges of your crackers? If
Yeah.
you want to make the decorative edges and that
I
as well.
love the napkin wrap idea.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely. And then what we were saying earlier on Masterclass today, if you didn't see it, always go back and tune in later on, because it was about the foil press. So we're on about invitations. So your foiling would be good, and then also this collection would be as well, called Garden of Love. Now, I know what we're saying, obviously, at the moment with everything that's gone on in the world, but also we're going to get to a point, so many people are then going to be hovering and booking their weddings for 2022. So this is now, when they get their theme together, this is when you want to start doing your wedding invites, your wedding stationery. So, you know, although we're thinking, you know, 2021, we're still going to be a bit of a hit and a miss, we can still get a head start if you know the theme and the colour of the weddings that's coming up. So what we can do now is just bringing in a bit more of our pink satin card. And what did I do with my card blank? I think it's underneath. Here it is here. So what will happen in a moment is we'll come back and then we'll just stick this just along the top.
Yeah.
So that's going to sit nicely along the top as well. And then this one here is going to work perfect for 5x7, hence why I've done this shape. So let's move that one to the side for the time being. Bringing in just another piece of our pink cardstock just from my stash. And I'm going to bring in our Rose Place card. So this is then going to show you how you can actually create a placement setting. So I'm going to bring this one in. Now this one, you'll be able to see, it doesn't have an outside edge. It's just got a couple of little die corners. That's where you're going to be able to print the name, foil the name, stamp the name, and then you can pop that into the middle. So we've got the stamp sets on the show. What about your monograms from your foil press earlier on? How awesome would that look? So that's what we're going to be using in a minute. And then what I've also got is just another piece of gold. So this one is what is then going to die cut here, this one here, which is, for anyone wondering, it is 3.5 inches by 1 3/4. So it is the same size of this die here. So that can then, I say the same size, it's about 1 millimetre bigger all the way round. Bringing in my low tack tape here, we're going to pop this one through. Now keep in mind, this won't die cut all the way round. What will happen is just the little corners. Another way to think of it is little photo corners. That's what it'll look like. So we can then pop that one on into place there. So we can then, let's get a few things so we can run them through our large Gemini machine. So that's that one, and then what we're also going to do is take this top part here. So this is our rose topper or our rose header. So this one has all of the die cuts along the top, but there's no die cut line along the bottom. So this is when it's going to stay into place. So what I'm going to do is bring in a piece of our pink satin, and also for anyone wondering, which is 4 by 4. And I'm just going to pop it very roughly, it's not going to be exact, but just towards the top here. We can come down and cut it later if we want. So I'm just going to pop it round about there, and we can secure this bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my tape at the top here, Ben, because this bit here is going to be cut away. Now with satin card, we're all right. If we take the tape off, it's not going to tear because of the coating, but just to make sure, if I pop the tape just along the top, I know we will be good to go. And then I'm just checking if we have one of the other sentiments. Right, we'll die cut this just now. So we can bring in our plates. So let's pop that one to the top. And then let's bring this one to the top as well. Let's move all my bits out of the way to start with. Popping our plates on, and because I've got my dies to the top, what we can do, especially comes in useful for the large Gemini, is we can just feed that one in, and then you'll hear a distinctive noise when it just goes over there. And then I'm just going to do the reverse. So then it just means instead of going all the way through, maybe you've only got a large Gemini, and maybe, you know, at the moment you can't get a junior or a midi, you know, with the Gemini, the large one, at least you can always do that reverse function.
Top tips.
So we can then take these ones off, take these, and take these. And then what I'm going to do is going to take that one off just here. And then that stays in place, we can see. You can come along with your paper trimmer with the V-blade if you wanted to, just so that you can come along, or maybe your craft knife with your ruler. But I'm just going to, just by eye, just where the die ends into there, I'm just going to meet that up, and I'm going to turn that around, and we're going to do the other side here, like that. And then at this point, if you wanted, you could trim it down to a specific size if you wanted to.
That's so pretty, isn't it?
It's so nice, so nice. And whether you want to use your pastel tones like I'm doing here,
Yeah.
maybe you want to go a bit more bright, maybe you want to go on to even things like your monochromatics and that. Because of the style, because of the roses, could you imagine if you used, now this might sound a bit scary at first, but if you used black, but because there's roses themed, if you use some reds and maybe a bit of white, just to pull it back slightly, how elegant would that look as well? So don't be afraid to mix and match colours. Have a play and see how they look. So then we've now got our placement just here. So what happens is, still the same size we had originally, but we've got these little photo corners, I like to call them, just at the side. So if I bring in just a piece of white cardstock, and this one is cut to 3 1/4 by 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
And that is just enough so that we can then pop them in, and then we're just going to feed it in, even if we just need to bend our card over. And this is then going to be placeable, replaceable each time if you wanted to.
Good idea, yeah.
You can secure it with tape if you wanted to, that's entirely up to you. What I have done in one of the sets originally, just brought in one of our sentiment dies, which says happy anniversary. So let's just take this one out, and I'm just going to pop this one back in. So it doesn't have to be a sentiment or a name, should I say. It can be a sentiment if you want. It could even be a stamped image if you want. It's up to you. But then that is how it starts to look. And remember, you can pop it in and out if you wanted to. Then what I'm going to do is bring this one back into place here.
So classy.
So classy, isn't
Yeah.
it? So classy. Now, what I'm then going to do, and I was very conscious, Ben, that within Masterclass, we didn't use any foam pads. And I started to get a bit itchy towards the end.
But by the way, got to tell you, with the foam pad thing, I think last time, what was the last show you and I did together? I think it was Craft House last
It was, yeah.
week. And who was I with on the Sunday? It might have been Fiona, but whoever it was commenting on the fact that they knew that you'd been there for the fact that there was loads of the backs of the foam pads all over the floor. Just to let you know, new rules in this studio, you make the mess, you've got to clean it up, mate. That's what I've been told.
So, as I say, if we just bring in our Collal Chunky Glue Gel, then we can get...
That's not you, Chunky Glue, is it? No, come on, just don't chuck them on the floor.
No, not that I have a tendency to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it. Many people have seen my craft room after the live. Pointless having, I've got 2 bins at the side of me. I've got one that I put all the recyclable bits of paper and fizzy juice and that, and then other ones where they're not recyclable. Really, it's kind of pointless. What I end up doing at the end of the day is I kind of sift through it, go, right, that's recyclable, that's recyclable. It's pointless having a bin throughout the day as it is. I know I'm not the only one like that. I know, you, I see you there, Marjorie, with your cup of tea, you're the same. You're exactly the same. I know. Now, because the sentiment is removable or movable, what you can do if you want, you can pop adhesive on the back, or you can, because you've got these little bits here, just where you can see the end of the tabs, just on the background. If you want to secure them, just pop your tape or your glue gel or foam pads over the top. That'll then secure your sentiment in place.
Yeah.
So let's pop a few more as well. So one there and then one there. We can then bring our placement back in, and we can then take in the backs off. Gives it that little bit extra height to it. Height is always optional, certainly when it comes to stationery, wedding invites, anything like that, because I know not always do you want to have some height to it. So we can pop that one on, and you can see how that then looks, how elegant that looks, how nice that looks. Use that on its own, little card folded over the top, because what we could have done, because this doesn't cut to the top, we could have just folded that over. That would then be a placement setting that would sit nicely, but it is going to go on top of our card. So let's start to assemble these bits, and then what I will just do is quickly just do the inside so we can finish that off just nicely.
All coming together lovely though, isn't it? And lots of lovely messages coming in as well. Anne-Louise on Facebook saying, I'm so glad for these videos. Without them, I'm not sure I would have the patience to figure out how to use all my fun CC supplies. Paula on Facebook saying, love all the crafting ideas. Craig, you are so very talented. Ben, you're so fun. Together, you guys are very entertaining. Lots of people actually saying you guys are funny together, says Jodie. Sheila's saying the two of you guys work together so well. Maybe we should take it on the road. You know, we could be like a poor man's Ant and Dec. You know, we could go out and do a little crafty road show. Do some of the theatres around the country or something, maybe. You know.
Oh, I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine the fun and mischief we would get up to.
I could be good. You know, we could do a bit of song and dance in there as well, maybe. What's to do? You know, a bit of crafting, a bit of song and dance. Get some special guests in as well.
Of course we can.
Little quiz in there too. Well, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be good if somebody came up and did some sort of like little Christmassy quiz or something on the lead up to 7 o'clock tomorrow UK time on my Facebook page, Christmas quiz. Join in. It's going to be fun.
Be good. Or if you are stateside, 2 p.m. Eastern time or 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Thank you to my US correspondent there who knows all of
and if you are throughout Central Europe, that is then 8 p.m.
All right, you're showing off now.
There you go. I'm not smug because I know my time. At least I don't have the worry of the clocks changing anytime soon. That would throw me.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we haven't got the clocks anymore.
Well, neither
we
there
used to
is.
have in the old
Neither
studio. I don't mind though.
No, I
It's
don't
10
either.
times better. What was I going to say to you? Oh yeah, lots of people are asking as well because obviously I've got my Jingle Bell Rock jumper on, which by the way, who was it who was saying? Oh, Deborah saying my daughter's ordered the Jingle Bell Rock shirt. Ben, great taste, obviously, Deborah. A lot of people saying I'm surprised that Craig doesn't have a rock t-shirt / jumper.
Do you know, believe it or not, this might actually surprise a lot of you. Considering being a wrestling fan and being a rock fan, I didn't actually know there was a rock Christmas jumper out there.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
If I get you for Secret Santa next year, I know what I'm going to get you.
Absolutely, that would be so good. That would be so good to know, but that would be good.
Producer Laura's just asking about did everyone figure out who got, because we did Secret Santa here in the TV team, and as predicted and as I always say, everyone ended up telling everybody who their Secret Santa was. Well, I found out that Fiona knew that I got her present. Did you find out who got yours?
I've got mine, but I've not opened it.
Ah.
I've been good. I've not opened it, and I even then don't know who I've got
so
it from.
you haven't found out? Ah.
Why? You don't open presents till Christmas Day.
Craig, I haven't opened mine either. I got mine yesterday. I haven't opened it. I haven't opened it.
You're not. You're not.
No, I'm saving it. It's another present to open.
Okay, I'll.
Have you got it? Where is it?
You're quite insistent, Laura. It's kind of telling me something. You know something I don't. You didn't on me, did you not?
I got Fiona, and I know Fiona sort of fairly well, I suppose. But I was thinking, what should I get? I have no idea. So I thought I'll have a look on her Facebook page, see what her likes are and whatnot. And it was all really her page was all about gin. So I thought, well, that's an easy win. And so I got her a nice bottle of gin. Which was quite good. Who did you buy for, Craig? Are we allowed to say?
Well, no, because they don't know.
Oh. Was it me?
No, it wasn't you, actually. No. What, they know who I... No, they don't know who I gave to.
Oh. The thing is, though, right, there's certain people within the building who know who everybody else got.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, the way that producer Laura is talking right now, I have a feeling that she's one of those, that she knows. Apparently the person who got Laura's present left their address on it, so that was a bit of a giveaway.
But that, and also, I know what Kelly's like. She'll tell everyone.
Yeah.
Kelly,
But that's what I
Kelly
mean
and
though,
that,
about
yeah.
Secret Santa. You always end up finding out. So it's not Secret Santa. You should just call it Santa.
Okay, do you want to know who I gave to? Who I
Yes.
got? I got Bernie.
Bernie,
Yeah.
what did you get her?
Oh, what, you want me to even tell you what I got her?
Oh, actually, she might be watching it.
Bernie, if you're watching at the moment and you don't want to know, just turn off. Just turn off right now. So, again, I wasn't sure what Bernie... Well, I know what Bernie likes, but I wasn't sure what to get. And I know she's always really busy. She's doing shows here, we're creating craft room here. You know, she's trying to do online stuff and that as well. So I bought this, like, pamper set. When I say I bought it, I put it together. I physically put it together. I got really luxury hot chocolate. I got a mug with her initial on it. I got, because I got the hot chocolate, I got a really nice set of marshmallows to go in it.
Ah.
A really nice candle with a wee glass jar to go in it, bubble bath, And there was something else I put in just in this nice. I was going to get, one of those big wicker baskets, but I could only see huge ones. So I put this nice little bag set together.
And you did all of that in a £10 budget?
I did.
Are you serious?
I promise you, I did. I done that all within home bargains, actually. No, I'm joking. It wasn't.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
So,
where are you up
while
to?
we've
Sorry,
been
we digress.
discussing that, we've been just done a bit of stamping, so we just used the monogram frames within this one. Now, this is another one where you could then use the monograms from the foil press instead if you wanted to.
Love that.
See how many of our collection mixes and matches. So we've stamped one of the frames. Then what we've already done, I've got one to the side of me, but I've stamped the circle, and then I'm just doing C and B.
Yeah. Who's that?
Who's that indeed?
Yeah, C and B.
And then we're just going to do 1 and 2. So I'm just positioning them
Hey,
where.
you could use these when we do our roadshow, because there's loads of people saying they'd love the crafting roadshow. You could use these, sort of C and B, and then the date of the roadshow.
That's a good idea, isn't it? And then what we could do is then we could bring in our foil press and we could foil on our ribbons and stuff like that. And then we can
yes.
attach them to, I don't know, goodie bags or something like that.
Love that idea.
Yeah, love that idea.
Ben and Craig merch.
Yeah, and then
Killing. What do you mean, who would want that, Lord Producer Laura?
then
Who would want that? Oh, sorry. Producer Laura is asking, who would want that if there was such a thing? Not as in, who would want that? The
and
way you
then
said it.
when all the tickets could sell out,
Right,
we
yeah.
could get more T-shirts printed that says, "Don't scream and shout," but
Yeah.
they are now.
Sold out!
There you go.
Let's get the merch department onto
Let's
this.
get
This
it
is a big
done.
winner for 2021. Wow.
Let's get it done. That'll be
This time
good.
next year, Craig, we'll be millionaires.
That is absolutely Holly and Phil who. So I've just taken C and B and I've just put 12th of June. So you're getting all the and those sort of slurs and all that sort of bits.
Well, don't start
You're
that
getting all
again.
them to go with them.
What,
Or-
yeah, they're called ordinals, aren't they? The and the
Ordinals. Sassy. Sassy, that was. That was sassy. Sassy.
It's because he's D-Mob happy. He's got his Christmas break coming up, hasn't he? So, you know, he's looking forward to it. He's looking forward to getting out of here. Sassy.
Yeah, you can't hear Laura, can you?
No, they can't hear
just
Laura.
talking back, you know.
Exactly.
What can you do? And then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of colour in. So we've got even the illustrators on the show as well.
Oh, whilst you're colouring, chat to me about these illustrators, because I've not seen these before. How are these illustrators different to some of the other pens that we've got here at Crafters Companion?
Well, they are, when it comes to our illustrator, so they are alcohol-based pen. And what you're able to do with these ones, or, you know, you can do with our other ones, but these ones are so good when it comes to getting movement, whether it's the hairline, whether it's the fur on any of our stamp with the cats and the dogs. Again, within these ones here, you'll still recognise the colours from maybe classics or tri-blends, but it's all about the way that it flows, all about the nib of the pen as well. You know, it's very flexible. It's Japanese nib, so you've got your brush nib on one end. We'll be able to see this just in a minute. And then what you're able to do is on the other side, there we go. So you've got that nice flexible nib on that side. But on the other side, we've got this real, it's a finer bullet nib on this side. So it enables you to get into all of those nooks and crannies, as I say. Still do blending if you want to as well, because it's alcohol based. Or things like this, you can absolutely just go direct. So I'm just going to go into the fine bullet nib and I'm just going to colour in this rose here. So I'm just going to colour it in, bring in any of the other shades if you want to do the blend in. But I've got one already done, so we'll bring that in a moment. But I just wanted to show you that if you were looking for the illustrators, you were in the market for some, don't think as though, a bit like our classics and our tri-blends, I think some people think you can also do your kind of, like your...
Sorry. Has anyone spotted the deliberate mistake on Craig's demo that he's currently... Let's have another look. Let's have a look at it. Anyone spotted the deliberate mistake? C&B, the 12th of June. I didn't even notice that. I did not even notice. When's the 12th? When's the 12th? Hey, that's a great use for the illustrators as well. As you can see, you know, if you make a mistake with your sts and your ns and your, you can use your illustrators to cover it up. Hey, Wendy, congratulations. Craig did say he was going to put a deliberate mistake into the show today, and you've just, I'm covering for you, mate, I'm covering for you. He did say he was going to put a deliberate mistake into the show today, and you've just found it. Congratulations, well done.
Well done, Wendy.
It was a good idea, good idea of yours.
Just email in and Ben will send you out that £10 note of the winner who notices that mistake.
Oh dear.
So as you can see, you could carry on colouring till your heart's content. Use the colours. That's what I was about to say a moment ago, is with Classics, Tri-Blends, our illustrators. It is very classy, isn't it? Thank you.
I like it.
Sometimes you think as though, you know, they're there to do the blending, the shading, and they are, and they're going to give you that brilliant result. However, if you want to use them as standalone colours, you absolutely can. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's bring in one that I had done properly.
Yay! I prefer the 12th.
I do as well. I think that should be a new one, actually. The 12th.
Yeah. 12th.
Yeah.
And it says the 12th is after the 11th.
Stop it. Stop. Leave me alone.
Sorry.
So we can just start to do a bit of matting and layering. This is actually going to be the inside of our card. I feel like I'm being picked on today.
Oh, Ben, what are your likes, says Shadiah? Stop teasing poor Hottie Scotty. So I will. We're having a laugh. We're not teasing.
Well, I'm feeling a bit hot, that's for sure.
It's warm in here and it's getting warmer by the minute, I'll tell you that much.
And then within the main set Ben had showed you, or one of the sets anyway, you are getting some vellum. So what I'm going to do is I've just cut a bit. So I've folded a piece in half and I've just cut it down to 5 by 7. And what I'm also going to do is if I take my, let's look, where's my tacky glue, which is here, it is here. So I'm just going to take a fine bit of our tacky glue and then I'm just going to run it just along the top of the fold. So I'm just doing a very thin line on what is the back. So if we just work our way along, just a nice little thin line. And then if I bring in my card again, and then if I just bring this back, I'm just going to pop this one into place. So I'm going to do it so that the glue is actually facing me. So the glue is actually facing towards me. So we can then press that into place. And there we go. And because we've used our tacky glue, if it seeps very, very slightly, don't fear, the glue
dries clear.
There we go.
That was our new catchphrase. Smashed it.
So yeah, even with vellum, you're absolutely fine. And because we have popped the adhesive along that top bit, when you open up, you get, you know when you go into the luxury card stores, not that I've been in one for a very long time, but you know you get that nice free-flowing insert within the middle. It gives you that look there. Bringing in our properly done stamped sentiment or our stamped date. This can then go in. So I think as well as, you know, your pens, you think you have to do the blending and shading. Stamps like these, you think you have to pop them on the front. You don't have to. Use them for the middle as well if you want. So I'm just going to close that one here. And then there we go. We got there in the end. We've used that one here. It's mine and Ben's anniversary on the 12th, the 12th of June.
Well, I absolutely love that. Shannon has apparently messaged saying, Ben, stop picking on Craig. Apparently I've got on the... I'm not. We're just having a bit of a laugh. I didn't even notice it. Lynn saying, Bernie's posted a photo of her gift on her page. It's a lovely gift. So that's relating to your present, of course. June's just saying, so fun to hear about the Secret Santa at work. Everyone really putting thought into their gifts. So very nice. Mandy saying, you guys are hilarious. And Susan just says, OMG, Craig just sounded like my boys when they annoy each other. Stop it, leave me alone. And 4 Holidays on YouTube saying, you guys are too funny. I love spending my Saturday with you. Well, we're loving your company as well. And we're loving having with us Liz, who is crafting away in Worcestershire. Hopefully we've sorted out your sound now. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear fine.
Excellent. And you've been joining in with and laughing along with the shenanigans. Did you spot the deliberate mistake?
No, I was too busy looking at what I was doing down here with my flowers. I've been making some foam flowers.
Liz, so you weren't watching?
I wasn't watching, I was listening. I was listening.
Oh, I forgive you, it's you.
I did ask you before we had the sound problems earlier on, just go right back. So when did you start crafting? Have you been crafting for quite a few years?
No, about 4 or 5 years, because I retired on ill health grounds 5 years ago. And so I had lots of time on my hands and I was in the house on my own all day. And I just discovered Crafter's Companion when they opened the shop. And I bought myself a die cutting machine. And then I went to a few classes at the shop. And I've just taught myself really from things I've watched on the television and yourselves.
What is it that you love most about crafting? What kind of crafting is your kind of go-to craft?
Papercraft and a bit of sewing, but I've always enjoyed making things. As a child, I used to love making things and make dolls' furniture for the doll's house with egg boxes and stuff like that. I've just always enjoyed making things. It's that sense of achievement, I think, and I like it when I give presents to people and, you know, they say, "You've made that," so it's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, it's such a great point, isn't it? Like you say, you've got the ability to be able to create something so personal and so unique, and it's great for you as the crafter to be able to give it, and then the person you're giving it to, I think, gets that sort of extra special feeling as well. I want to chat about your crafting space in just a few moments' time, because I believe there's a story to tell about where you are right now. But can we have a look at some of the makes that you've brought to show us, things that you've been working on?
Yeah, this is something I've made for my mum for her birthday.
Wow.
So that's...
Go the other way. There we are.
There
Look
we
at
are.
that.
There we are. So I've made that for my mum. So I think, is that called a Z fold? Because it folds like that.
Yeah, Z fold, yeah.
Yeah. And then that's on the back. I just did some stamping.
That's
And,
phenomenal.
but I have to say, I'm not really... When I started off, I just did paper cutting and I had my die cutting machine. And more recently, I've been a bit more adventurous, and it's since I've got the stamping platform. And I think stamping now is one of my favourite things to do. But I couldn't have done that about 2 years ago. So, but this year I've been really doing a lot of my stamping.
I
made this box then to. I made this box to put the card in, so that was for my mum as well. And
that is
you can
gorgeous.
see that.
Craig's jaws hit the floor over the other side of the studio. Absolutely.
I love that.
And then I've just been doing this one now while you've been chatting and while Craig's been doing his demo. I've just been making this one.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing the flowers to go on it now.
Brilliant stuff. I love the fact, because I can see you on my screen, as whilst we've been chatting, I can see that you've been crafting along. Just tell us though, very quickly. So you're in your craft room now, but your husband had to do a bit of DIY before the show, didn't he? Let's give him a mention.
Well, I'm in one of my craft rooms. This is my second craft room. This is the new craft room, which mainly I have my sewing things in here, and then I have all my flower forming things in here. But we've had a big leak in the chimney.
Oh no.
And it started this time last year. We had the chimney taken down just before Christmas last year, but with lockdown and everything, it's taken ages. And we've been redecorating the whole landing and staircase all year. And it was all done except for in here. And I suddenly noticed yesterday that like there's this big mess behind me. And
Yeah.
I thought, I can't possibly go on Crafters TV. So at midnight last night, after I'd watched Craig's Facebook Live and then messed around for a bit, I decided about 11 o'clock we needed to wallpaper the chimney breast in here.
What's hubby's name? We've got to give him a mention.
What's
What's your husband's name?
Steve?
Steve. Thank
Yeah.
you, Steve. It looks very nice in that, and I love the fact that you've got more than one craft room as well. How showbiz is that?
Well, I know because both the kids have left home, you see.
Yeah.
So as I've got rid of them and they've bought their own houses and they've gone, I've got more craft rooms.
I love that. I'm really going to miss you kids. Yes, let's make another craft room.
Yeah. Well, my husband says that he thinks I've got the Dormston branch of Crafters Companion here because I've probably got nearly everything they've ever brought out, and it's all on little shelves everywhere. And he said it looks like a shop.
Absolutely brilliant. Oh, Liz, love chatting to you. We're going to come back to you in just a little while and see some more of your makes and chat further, but absolutely brilliant. That's what Craft House is all about, getting you on the TV, getting you on the show. And as I said, if you do want to get involved with us, you can do. You can just send us an email to the usual address, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and let us know that you want to come on to onto Craft House, and we could see you very soon. So yeah, get involved, and you know, like Liz is showing, it's so much fun. We're normally pretty nice, I think, Craig, aren't we? Yeah. So yeah, you can join us on Craft House in the very near future. Right. Let's talk about double-sided dies, because I'm glad we're kind of featuring these on Craft House, and I know Liz has got a story to tell about the double-sided dies as well, because these may be one of those things again that perhaps you're thinking about getting, but you're maybe a little bit worried about, you're a little bit confused about, and we're going to, I think, dispel a few myths over the course of the next sort of 20 minutes or so with these. This is patented technology. It's something which our team have come up with here, which is absolutely brilliant. What it is one die which gives you two different cuts when you pass it through your machine. Yes, if you're using double-sided dies, you will of course need to go for the specialist plates, which we'll tell you more about in just a bit. But Craig will show you in just a few moments' time that you don't need to worry about these. You might be looking at these and thinking, oh, I'd love to be able to use them, but I bet they're really difficult to use. Absolutely not, and we're going to show you how easy they are in just a few moments' time. But this collection is a 6-piece collection. And you're going to get this for £67.54 today, or £77.94. So saving over £36, over $41. It is absolutely phenomenal. One die, two cuts. It's really, really clever how it works. So you're going to get with this your heart to heart. Oh, you get, how many do you get? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, yes, you get 6, but yes, they're double-sided, so you get 12. Should have done me maths, Laura, should have done me maths. You're going to get with this, heart to heart, you're going to get dancing butterflies, you've got shining stars with this as well, fleur-de-lis, you've also got, what else have you got? Your diamond lattice, your garden border, your pretty florals, and the lily border as well. I've just got a couple of the boards here to show you, just to give you a bit of an idea. Then we'll go over to Craig and show these in action. So this is your dancing butterfly. So you can see how you get from the one pass, the two different cuts, which layer up to give you this really amazing finish. And then once again here, you can see it. I think this is my favorite in the collection. This is your pretty florals. Once again, you can see how this layers up to something which really is quite beautiful. Now, as I've said, if you are going for these, if you haven't already got them, you will need to get the double-sided plates as well. They are available on the show. We've got specific ones for the Gemini Junior and specific ones for the Gemini as well. So if you haven't yet got those, you will need them. And again, we'll ask Craig why, because a lot of you might be saying, well, hang on a minute, I've already got plates on my Gemini. Why do I need to buy these? You will do, and we'll speak to Craig as to why in a second. But here we go. So your Gemini Junior, $12.99, $11.04 today, or $14.40. So you're making a saving on those. If you've got the bigger Gemini, you've got specific plates available for that as well. Normally $19.99, $16.99 today, or $21.20. So many questions to ask. So let's go over to Craig first of all. We'll talk about the plates in a second. Let's talk about the dies themselves. I think it is fair to say that this is amazing technology that we're really proud of. But a few people can be a little bit standoffish with these and think, oh, double-sided dies, are they going to be really difficult to use? They're not at all, are they?
They're not at all, no. So you do have a slight different plate configuration when it comes to die cutting them, but they really are so easy in the fact is what we're away to create, potentially, and I say potentially, realistically, if you were to create the same project that we're ready to make, but using dies that weren't double-sided, you're going to need 2 dies. So that's even more metal, which means obviously there's a price increase, but then you're starting to think of space around your craft room as well. When it comes to packaging, maybe it comes to your folders and that as well. So it's not just about that excitement of them being double-sided dies, which as Ben said, you can only get and you will only ever find double-sided dies with us at Crafters Companion. It gives you so many different ways. Absolutely, they work good. You die cut one pass through your Gemini, and what's going to happen is you'll be able to layer 2 on top of that one. However, you can use them separate if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. So, I'm going to show you how they are created, how that they are based around when it comes to creating a card or a project, and then you'll see what the finished outcome is. But we'll really just bring it back a little step and show you how to use them if you've never used them before. So what we can do is let's take our hearts to heart on this one. So we have got, this one here is a bit of an oval shape that you can see here. If I bring in just a piece of cardstock, so what you'll be able to see is it looks like any other kind of die that we have. And we've got a raised area here, as we call that the cutting blade. Now, obviously, it's not sharp. If you are new to crafting, you know, it's not a blade as in it's going to cut you. It's just a raised element, because what happens is when it's your die cutting machine, the pressure of the die cutting machine that does the actual cutting. So there is the detail on one side. If I flip it over, we've still got some more raised areas here, but a lot less. This is, it gives you the option then to layer this side on top of that side once they've both been cut. Now, what exactly does that mean, Craig? I still don't quite follow you. So what we're
What
going
does
to
that
do...
mean, Craig? I don't quite follow you.
I'm glad you asked that, Benjamin. Benjamin.
That's what I get called when listen to me, that's what I get called when I'm naughty, and my mum calls me that 30 years ago. Benjamin!
I don't know where Benjamin came from. So, if you do have a Gemini, what you're going to need is your 2 cutting plates, and of course they come with your Gemini. Now, these will work with your Gemini Junior, but the style of the card I'm going to make, I need my larger plates for this one. So I've got my 2 cutting plates. What I'm going to do is bring my first cutting plate in. Then you're going to need these, I call them mint plates. These are so tough. I am still on my original A4 set.
Wow.
And I am still on my original A5 set for my Junior. So these last such a long time. I always say this, within our ones here for our double-sided dice, they've got Gemini at the bottom. Please don't get them mixed up with your foil press plate. They look rather similar colour-wise, but they are completely different. So these are for your double-sided dies, and that will last you such a long time. So your base cutting plate, and then you're going to bring in one of them just here. Also to say as well, if you do happen to have the A5 set, you can still use them with your large Gemini. You're just going to flip them right.
Oh, of course.
It's half the size. So if you do have the large Gemini, but you just want to use the Junior plates of the die cuts, you can, no problem at all. So we've got our plates ready to go. So let's bring in a piece of red cardstock. So we've got a red, which is Centura Pearl. It is still a normal die after all, so it's still going to die cut all your other materials that you would then cut. So things like your card, your vellums, your acetates, glitter card, all those sorts of things.
Okay.
So in case you wonder, this is 6 by 7 inches. So for this one here, and I've got it to that size here, is so that we can then just overlap ever so slightly. So I think I need to go that way. Was I trying to think how I'd done this yesterday? There we go, that way. So we're going to pop it here because what you'll be able to see right at the edge, well, you'll see it there from the cardstock. The die just overlaps my card here, and that's because we've got these little dies here. So it cuts along the top, but it stays in place along the bottom just here. So that's how that works just there. Then what I'm going to do is bring in just another piece of white cardstock. So I've got that to the same width. I've got it a bit smaller just down at the bottom because this is where it's going to come into matting layer, and I'll go over that just shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it first of all. So this side here that's got all of this detail, what I want is I want that to be red. So I'm going to bring in my red, I'm going to turn that one over, and then this side here that's not got as much detail, I want that to be white. So this is where we're going to pop our white over the top. Some areas of our double-sided dies have got little parts that we can pop some low-tack tape on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just lining that up, and then just down at the side where there's no die cutting blade, I'm just going to pop it in. I think we should use another word than blade. You know, I hate people that are maybe new and then they think, oh, blade, I don't want to use it, it's sharp. You know, it's not a nice word in the fact of it's not sharp, it's not going to damage you. So edge, I like that one.
I like edge.
Let's go cutting edge.
Yeah.
Cutting edge, we'll go for that one. Cutting edge technology, and it's going to do the cutting edge. Brilliant. So now what I'm going to do on this side, we're going to then overlap our white cardstock over the top. And then let's just secure that again with our low-tack tape. It's not essential to secure it, but if you just want to make sure that it doesn't move, then it'll do no harm to pop the tape over the top.
Yeah.
We're going to repeat that first process by now popping our next plate over the top, so you do need 2. and then we're bringing in our top plate here. So we've got our 2 cutting plates and then our 2 mint green cutting plates. We're then just going to feed that through just like we would when it comes to our Gemini. Now these are, of course, they're going to work perfectly with the Gemini. That's what they're built for, that's what they're made for. There is people out there that have managed to get these to work with other die cutting machines. If you try that, you will have to just have a little play, maybe go onto any of the Facebook pages or that, or ask about, because obviously the combination is all about that. It's all about the depth, it's all about the plate configuration to fit through the Gemini. So that can be used in other machines. We don't recommend it, but you can just find out on social media by others that have done it. So we're going to then bring this one in.
Just a quick question on that. Wayne was asking, will the double-sided dies work with the Gemini MIDI?
It will actually.
It will?
It will. It will. So we'll maybe do that at some point as well. So with the Gemini MIDI, now it's been about 2 weeks that I've done it. So the Gemini MIDI, you still need it'll be your A5 plate, so your mint A5 plates, and then it is your metal shim from your Gemini Junior as well, just to bulk it out. So yeah, Leanne done it on one of his shows, I think it was maybe a month or so ago. It was a question that I got asked, so I had to try, and yeah, so you can use them with your MIDI. So I'm going to take all these bits out now. Now within these dies, specifically this one here, you've got lots of little hearts that also die cut out. Now some of them, yes, they're going to get part hearts, but all these little hearts you could be using, because you can see how they just fall out. Little nice accessories, shaker elements if you want. So taking these bits out, let's take off our low tack tape. Oh, I've just torn that bit. Hey ho. Story of my life today, isn't it? And then what we can do is let's just pop these little bits out.
What it is, Craig, I just think you're so much looking forward to getting away for Christmas. That's what it is. But shows you human, doesn't it? You see. Human.
Only human.
Curran's asking, did you two have a sip or two of that Southern Comfort before you started the show? Such silliness, love it. Honestly, we didn't. We're just happy. We're in the festive spirit. Holiday season, isn't it? Holiday season.
Yeah, no, we definitely did not have a drink of that beforehand.
We definitely didn't have a drink before. No.
No. Don't
drink and craft.
Drink and craft.
No,
absolutely not.
It's wise words.
If I just bring in my black mat here, just so that we can kind of see. So now, what happens is this enables us, we can layer that over the top. So we've now got that outline all the way around. We've got some of those little hearts that have die cut onto that back layer, and you can see how it starts to come to life. It just builds upon each other. If I bring it down, we've even got these little die cut hearts all the way along as well. So that could then be the top of the card, it could be the side of the card, it could be a fold of the card, it could be the frame if you wanted to. You can use it in many different ways. So what I'm then just going to do is, let's just do it once more, but we'll do it onto a card blank, so you can see how you incorporate it with your card blanks. So if I bring this one in, so we have got my card blank, and I've cut this down again to 6 1/4, just so it works perfectly with the width. But as you can see, if I bring this back in, you can trim this down if you want to. You don't have to use that length. If you want to make it maybe like 5 inches, 4 inches, you can start to trim it down. It's entirely up to yourself. So let's just bring these plates in. What I would always say as well, just like you would do with your Gemini plates, with these double-sided plates, flip and rotate them so that you know that they are going to be nicely spread out when it comes to cutting each time. So I've brought in my card blank. I've started to create a bit of an easel card that you can see from up above here. So on this base bit, what I'm going to do is we can then pop that along the top of our die cutting plate. And then once again, so this side here that doesn't have a lot of die cut detail, I want that to be the white side. Let's just take any of these little bits that are left in, just poke them out. Some have little release holes.
Yeah.
The ones that don't, just go in with your pokey tool and just pick them out. And then this is then going to line back up. These bits here that I've just been flinging all over the place that I will clean up afterwards, they could be used as the centre for your shakers. Perfect.
New studio rules. You make the mess, you tidy up.
That's life of a crafter, isn't it? It's nigh all impossible to stay tidy. But I will, promise. Take that one down. And then what we can do is just bring in our next layer. Now I've made that I think that, let's go, which is our white layer So our red layer is 5 3/4. So it's about 1/2 inch smaller, and what that's going to do is that's going to make up for my mats and layers down the side. So we're onto our plate. We're going to pop this red side facing down, and then again what I can do is just secure that if needed. There and then our top plate as well. Pop that one on, run that. I'm going to turn it that way so we flip and rotate. Someone's giggling at something.
We're just talking about, don't drink and craft. Paula Bratton on Facebook says, Craig, don't fib. I've seen you drink and craft. Just not on the job. That must be on your Facebook Live.
Technically, I'm in my home comforts at the time.
That's allowed. Yeah, that is allowed. Definitely.
That is, yeah.
If he's doing his crafting at home and he's allowed a beer, then isn't he? But yeah, just not here, obviously. Here we're on the Schlur.
If you have no idea what Ben's on about, just go back to masterclass.
I learned something new in the last show.
Can't believe you've never heard about that.
Oh dear.
Let's remove these bits out. I'm just going to do it just carefully as well. So all these little bits, any bit at the side here that's maybe just held just in the side of the die, we can just snip and then snip that one. So we can remove that. Pop these bits out as well. Pop these out. And then what we can then do is bring this one back in and then just pop these bits out. If you've got your tool, you could be using that one, or sometimes I'm just as quick just using my pokey tool. Popping these ones out. And this is where you could, if you wanted to, you could just use this side on its own if you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to use both. And what I would say with that is, if you do only want this side, when you run it through, I would still run it through with another piece of card on the other side.
Oh, okay.
I would still do it just about the pressure and the combination, plate combination. So if you only want this side, even if you're not going to use the other side, just take a bit of scrap cardstock that you're not going to use and just add that in. It's just going to help when it comes to the cutting. So there is the base of our card blank. So this is where it can then just sit nicely over the top. And because I've cut that down slightly thinner, what happens is I get my nice matting layer down the side just here. So then I've got one just to the side, because all that I need to do is just trim that along my card blank, which gives us this one. So pop that to the side and let's just start to assemble it. Work our way around.
Susan's asked on Facebook, why do you call your sweaters jumpers over there in England?
Well, we could say, why do you call your jumpers sweaters?
Yeah. I suppose sweaters, you sweat in them, don't you? Well, you do in the studio, yeah, 'cause it's quite warm today, so you got sweaters. But why do we call them? I don't know. We don't really use the word sweater over here, do we?
No.
No.
Nope.
No. It's like the word jersey, we don't, because I think our American friends, you use the word jersey. We don't really use that word over here either.
No, we don't.
No.
See, a jersey is like an American top, I would think. American football or that,
Yeah.
one of their jerseys.
Yeah. And it's like pants are obviously underwear here, aren't they? That's the other confusing thing. Pants. Anyway. Jumper comes from French, producer Laura tells me. What is Jumper. Jupe means short coat, does it? I did A-level French and I did not know that. There we go. So, jupe. So, yeah, jupe, of course, is a bit like jumper if you say it slowly or quickly. Yeah, if you say it like slur, jupe, that's the reason why. There you go, Susan. I hope that's cleared that up. Just whilst Craig's sticking, Sheila says, what are the yummy goodies on the tray behind you, Ben? Well, the yummy goodies on the tray behind me, they are, they're crocheted, they're not real. They do look real. Can I bring it forward? Am I allowed to touch it? Am I allowed to, just while Craig's sticking? Oh, I don't know if I did, but I'll quickly show you. Look, it's, our design team made these. There's donuts, there's little cupcakes, and there's little gingerbread men as well. Yeah, look at those. Oh, dropped him. Super cute. Look at that. Whee. There you go.
Just a gingerbread man.
What did you say? What did you say? I'm going to put that back now very carefully.
Imagine if we did have a little drinky poo, the scenes that we could be creating and doing with these little... That would be fun. That'd be hilarious, actually.
What's that, playing with the gingerbread man?
No, I'm just saying, imagine if we did have like a little drinky poo before we
Yeah.
came on air and we were a bit tipsy
Yeah.
and we start to make our own, but tipsy, have our own little scenes with the gingerbread man.
That's a show. Maybe that's for the Ben and Craig roadshow. We'll do the funny gingerbread dance thing. Anyway, back to your demo. This is getting weird.
So I've just taken my fancy for one of my favourite die sets, that and our circle sentiment, and just popped that over the front for love, and then stamped beautiful is a beautiful thing, which also comes from the same set, and then a little bow and also just a little panel. This is then going to be lifted on with foam pads, and then this is what's going to create the stopper of our easel. Popping all these bits on, and then always pop quite a few within the middle. I would still pop another couple, but let's for time, but just for time,
Yes.
tell I'm just totally losing
You're
it.
really
Okay,
not
yeah.
helping our cause here of making people think that we haven't had a sip of your whiskey before the show by falling over your words. We really haven't.
We really haven't. We really haven't. It was Jen. There we go. So just popping our bow into the middle, we're raised it on foam pads. That's what's going to create the stopper. So if we turn that around, so you've got your double-sided dies. Don't just think about, technically they're called edgeables, and they are in a way, but they are the topper of our card, the base of our card as well. So yes, onto your separate cardstock, but cut it into your card blanks as well.
Fantastic demo, and I think that's covered off quite a few things that we were talking about. If you wanted to get these and you were scared of the idea, scared of the concept, thinking it's going to be really hard to do, hopefully that's dispelled that myth. Also, of course, we've covered off the fact that you will need to get the double-sided plates to be able to use these, and now you know the reason why behind that. But also, I hopefully think that you've seen from that it is really achievable. Once again, you don't need to be scared of these at all. You just need to get them and enjoy using them. Details on the bottom of your screen there for your double-sided plates. We've got the junior version, £11 and 4 pence or £14.40. But of course, if you've got the Gemini, we've got the Gemini specific ones as well. Details come up on the bottom of your screen for you in just a few moments time. But there's the deal on the edgeables, as I say, 6-piece collection where you're going to get your dancing butterflies, shining stars, fleur-de-lis, pretty florals and more. And I think at this point we need to go back to Liz, who's our guest on Craft House today, because you know what, we were talking about these double-sided dies, and Liz, I think I'm right in saying you were one of the people who was perhaps a little bit worried about using these initially, and now you're a big fan of them, aren't you? Tell us why.
Yes, I only got my first double-sided dies and the plates about 3-4 weeks ago. There was an offer and I thought, oh, let's try something new.
Yeah.
I've always been a little bit not wary, but I thought it just looked a bit confusing. You couldn't work out which side of the paper and which bit you were cutting. So I had a try with the flower dies, and I've only done 2 or 3, but I really enjoyed doing them because it was really quick, and you got quite quickly. You got lots of different colours and layers built up really quickly. And I tried this morning.
Yeah.
In my flower set, I've got this little. It's like a little branch, and what it was Craig was doing his Facebook Live with the Advent calendar last night.
Yeah.
And I suddenly thought, oh, I've got a double-sided die. So I had a try this morning, and because it was a little robin, and I thought I'm going to make this little card that he did last night. And that's my first branch that I've done with my double-sided dies. But I really like that card that Craig's just made, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, I might go online and see if I can buy those edgeables later on, because I think it's really shown what you can do with them.
Absolutely, and that's great to hear that you're quite a new user of these, but you have found out how easy it is to use them and how achievable it is to be able to create amazing cards with them as well, yeah?
Yes, yeah. I definitely would buy more and become a bit more adventurous with the double-sided dies now that I've had a try with my flower dies, yeah.
Well, that's great news, and of course, yeah, straight after Craft House today, when you've left us, you can take advantage of this this deal. Oh, you could put, I suppose you could put them on your Christmas list maybe as well. I don't know if it might be a little bit too late to get them in time for Christmas, but you never know. If hubby Steve's listening.
Yeah, he is. He's already bought me the Gemini Midi for Christmas, but I'll ask him for a few more things, I think.
Absolutely, you may as well. You may as well. Brilliant. Well, Liz, thank you so much for now. I know we're going to come back to you very shortly indeed, because we're going to move on to the Peekaboo dies in just a few moments' time, which I know you've got some amazing samples with. So we'll look at those with Liz in just a few moments' time. Just want to recap though on the double-sided edgeables that you can get your hands on. Again, so simple. Just a couple of the boards here for you. These are, by the way, available on a multi-buy for you. So if you just want to go for the multi-buy, you can. But you know, if budget stretches to the £67 there, you can get the lot. They're £12.99 individually, or 2 for $22 or $25. Just a couple of them there for you. You've got your pretty florals, and that one there is your dancing butterflies. Full details on the full set and all the individuals and prices on our website as well. Worth just mentioning again, by the way, if you have just joined us, any comments that you want to throw our way, any questions as well, we will get those answered during the course of the show. And comments and questions equals prizes. Not a very good catchy catchphrase that, is it? But basically, if you leave a comment on our Facebook or our YouTube page, you do stand a chance of winning, because we're going to give away a £20 voucher, or two £20 vouchers, or two $20 vouchers to someone who's commented during this show. So make sure you do. Right. Now the Peekaboos, we did have a much bigger collection of these going back along, but the Peekaboos are so popular, in Patricia Laura's words, you've cleared us out. I can understand why a lot of these have sold out, because they are so much fun, so cute. You know me, I kind of love my little cute characters. I love cards that are a little bit cheeky, a little bit quirky, and that's what these Peekaboos are all about. Now, what we've managed to do, as I've said, we did have a much bigger collection previously. However, a lot of the characters have already gone. Kind of bad news, but the good news is we've managed to piece together this little bundle here, which will bring you two really cute characters and bring you your window arches as well, for what I think is a phenomenal price. $16.98 or $22.90 gets you your Peekaboo collection with a 25% saving. So what you're going to get here, you're going to get your little rabbit and you're going to get your little bear. And what this is a really cute collection to allow you, with the stamps and dies, to create this really cool little image of your particular character, your little bunny or your little bear, peering over that wall, peering through that window. And with the dies that you get within this set, you get like a square window, and you get this arched window as well. This is your bunny, and again, the sentiments that you've got in stamp form work really beautifully along the lines of you're as cute as a bunny, you're some bunny special. You can make your own sentences, but what is really cute about this is you've got the little stamp for the bunny on the front, and then when you open it up, there's a little bunny behind. I love that. Look at him peering over the window there. Absolutely brilliant. So that's your bunny collection you're going to get with all of those stamps. As well as the bunny, we've got this really, really cute bear. And again, who doesn't love a cute bear in your craft? You can see that you've got the die there, which cuts out your little character, front and back stamps, and then again, all these beautiful sentiments to work with your little bear die as well there, which goes over the top. And once again, you can see there's a little bear peeking over the top. And as we open it up, a bear behind. So those are the two die sets you're getting. And then you're also going to get with this, as I mentioned, your window arches as well. So that's how you create the aperture. You get both the square, and then you've got that arch as well. So a really, really versatile set. I just think, you know, great for the kids, great for the grandkids, great for the kids at heart. Snap this up whilst we've got it. You know, you might be a little bit like, I don't want to get the full set. We don't have that anymore, but we've got this brilliant deal on the final two characters within the range. So don't miss out on it now. Get it whilst you can for $16.98 or $22.90 is your price today. You're saving 25%. We'll have a look at those with Craig in just a few moments' time. Lots of lovely comments still coming in. Evelyn saying, "Oh, Craig, I need to make envelopes for gift cards. I think you did a show with them back in October sometime." Do you remember that one?
I can't off the top of my head. If you now, you will need to scroll back, but at the start of December, one of my lives I'd done at home, I did use our envelope box maker, if you want to know about that. So you would need to scroll back, but again, just go into our YouTube, because I know all of us at the team have made envelopes every now and again, so have a wee look.
And also, Marie saying, Liz, your makes are all fabulous. I just get a snapshot of some of the comments that are coming through here, and I'm sure there are lots of other comments as well in relation to Liz's makes, which we will see more of in just a bit. As I say, get in your comments, anything you want to say about the items which Liz has made, which are absolutely fantastic. Any questions, get those in the next, I would say, 25 minutes or so, because you could win yourself a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us here at Crafters TV. Right, we're going to go back to Liz in just a little bit, but right now we are going to go over to Craig because he's going to go peekaboo, peekaboo. There we go. Thanks very much for that, Craig. Right, now over to no, carry on.
So what we're going to do with this one is Ben just says we've got a small selection, such small selection that I've had to redo one of the demos that I just done because you sold the other ones, you bought the other ones and sold them out. So we will do a little bit of jiggering about, and we've got our peekaboo. We're going to use the bear set, and I know that this is one of Derek's favourites. If you have watched Derek, he constantly, and I mean constantly, goes on about the bear joke.
The bear joke?
The bear, well, you know, he keeps going, I can't bear to be without you. I can't bear to be without you. And he does it all the time. All the time. Whenever anything about there's a bear comes out, he goes, remember that bear peekaboo is I can't bear to be with us. Like, yeah. Hi, Derek. So what we're going to do is I've taken a card blank with this one here. So our card blank is 5 by 5 here. And what I'm also going to do is I want to do a bit of layering as well. So to make it a little bit easier for myself and maybe yourself as well at home, I've got my layer. Now I've just trimmed it very, very slightly smaller than 5 by 5. So if I bring in just my tape runner at the moment, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the arches, and I'm going to pop them just roughly at the moment. Now this part here is all going to be cut away, and I don't want my pattern paper to be fully cut because I actually want to remove it so we could do a bit of inking. However, I want to make sure that it's going to be right in the exact same place. Otherwise, what would happen is we would die cut that bit, then we would have to come along and we'd need to try and make sure that we get this lined up perfectly. You could use a pencil line, but I do just find it easier doing it the way I'm away to do it. So because this bit's going to be cut away, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of tape into the middle, or in the middle towards the top, and we're going to just stick that one down, and then we're going to bring in our arch. So we're going to go for the square arch on this one. And then if I bring in our peekaboo set, we're going to take these, and this is where you've got your die, so you've got the front of the bear, you've got the back of the bear, you've got your sentiments and that as well. So let's take our die, which says the word bear, and then we'll also take the actual top of the bear as well. So we're going to run this one along here. So we could just match them up. So if you want to do them separate, you can, or we are going to secure them with our tape. So see how they just fit just nicely right along the base. So you've got that arch just huddling it nicely.
Yeah.
Now you can, if you want, is use it without the arch, and then you can create your own aperture as big or as small as you want. You could use the bear on its own, you could use the word on its own, or you could have the bear at the right, or like the actual bear at the right and the word and bear at the left. So you can chop and change it if you want. So let's go back to our original way. So let's pop this into place to where we want it. And we're just going to pop a bit of tape into place. So let's set our arches round about here. And because this bit is the bit that we're not going to be seeing, if it tears, I'm not overly concerned. So I'm going to pop my tape on the inside. Of course, you know, I'll try not tear it because we could be using this bit elsewhere in our crafting. But we can then bring in our bear and secure him as well. So what we're going to do is pop these ones on. And the reason I'm more than comfortable doing our two layers together is it's our card blank and it's our pattern paper. However, the power of the Gemini will go through them both, no problem at all. Let's just take these little bits out and we can tape this one on as well. So if I take that one and I'm just going to line them ones up to the edge. So what's going to happen on the actual bear, as in the silhouette of the bear, you'll see the die runs around the top, and for the word bear, the die runs around the edges, but it stays in place along the bottom. So it's all held in. So So that'll become a bit more clear in a moment. So let's just secure that down so we're nice, we're good. And then it just means all the way around, we now are going to get this part that's going to cut out. So I'm going to secure that bit as well. And then what we're doing is bringing in our plates. So because this is our wafer thin dies, it's the same plate combination as you would use with any of your other die cutting. So base cutting plate, plastic shim, and then our magnetic shim as well. So we're just going to pop this one open, and we can pop that towards the top. Plastic, magnetic, and then top plate. And this will then run through. So with this sort of card, this would easily go through the Gemini Junior. If you were to use the bear and the word bear on a smaller strip, then what you could then do is absolutely you could use the Gemini Go or the Gemini Mini if you wanted a smaller strip. So, you know, you can be using pretty much all of our Geminis. And of course, if you don't have a Gemini, you've got another die cut machine. As long as your dies fit through card-wise or card blank-wise, they'll go through them no problem at all. Let's remove these ones. So let's take these ones off, and we'll carefully just take these bits off around these tape. So if I take that one off, just carefully, just taking these ones off. And again, I'm not too concerned because this top bit here, within this aperture bit, we're not actually going to be using this. So we're just going to carefully take these ones off, peeling, and then here we go. So if I take our arch window off, taking this one round, getting our tape, and then peeling this one off. So taking our arch, so that one's out, and then taking the bear. Again, just being careful to take the bear off. There, and then on this one here. Slowly but surely. And then there we go. Just using our pokey tool as well.
Lots of chat on the socials about Liz's makes, which is marvellous. Lots of love for what Liz has shown us. We'll be going back there very shortly as well. And apparently lots of chat about why jumpers are called jumpers. I'm glad that we can start off, you know, conversations like that here on the show. Lots of people, what's the theory behind jumpers and jumpers? Because they're what? Because sheep jump. Sheep jump. Sheep jump.
Sheep jump.
Do they? Oh. Sorry, right, no, sorry, Laura's just reading off Facebook. Apparently, jumpers are called jumpers because sheep jump, do they? And jumpers are made of wool and wool comes from sheep. That's the old joke though, isn't it? What do you get if you cross a kangaroo and a sheep? Woolly jumper.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Well, no, sheep do jump, don't they? Because they jump over the...
No, the cow jumped over the moon.
I wasn't talking about the cow.
Oh right, sorry, I thought you were on about the song.
No, that's... Cows do jump over the moon.
Yeah, but cows, physically cows can't jump, but in the nursery rhyme, they've not got the connect joints apparently. So
cows can't jump?
Cows can't jump, but in the nursery rhyme, the cow jumped over the moon.
Ooh. Well, that cow could jump a long way.
So really, you've been lying to your children when you've been singing that song.
So there we go. Well, I've learned so much today. Honestly, I can't wait to go home and share all of this knowledge with the rest of my family.
Children.
Yeah, cows can't jump, but sheep can, and that's why jumpers are called jumpers, because they're named after sheep who can jump.
But in the nursery rhyme, they don't jump, it's the cows.
Exactly right. Wow.
So popping these little bits out there. So all that I just done is just tiny little bits where it's just held in place. I just used my scissors and snipped away. So that then gives us our aperture. But by using our pattern paper as well, what that means is if I take this little bit off here, so again, I'm just snipping there and then there, I'm then going to just take a look, because that now gives me that perfect aperture all the way around. But of course, I don't actually want this base bit. So just using my scissors or our craft knife, we're just going to take our craft knife here and taking this one here as well. We're just going to trim along the bottom and we're just going to cut away the actual bear, silhouette of the bear and also the word. So I'm just following the lines just from along the bottom. So if we work our way all the way along, now you could keep a hold of them if you wanted to use them elsewhere, but then by this, it just means now I've got my perfect matting layer all the way around. I know that when I come to stick it, I've still got that perfect couple of millimetres all the way around as well. It's just, for me, I find it an easier way to do it than trying to do pencil lines and measuring up and guiding. So what we can do is, before we stick that one together, because if I bring in exactly the same, all that I'd just done is I went round the edge with pink tulip. There's only difference in, well, actually 3 gems just here. So we can use that one, and let's bring in our stamp and do a bit of stamping. So I'm going to colour in with a bit of our illustrators. So for our illustrators, it is still our alcohol-proof ink pad, and I'm going to use Flagstone. Now, Flagstone, it's a deep grey, however, when you look at it, once you've stamped it, it actually looks a bit of a more subtle black. So it's nice. Sometimes it's not overly harsh, but it's nice just to get away from the black sometimes. So what I'm going to do is take in my stamping platform here and then here, just inking up our bear. So we're just going to ink him or her up. And then what we're going to do is now, just for a moment, George, I'm going to stick my head in the way, because we just need to just line up just the top round bit of the bear.
Don't worry, we'll bear with you.
I wondered how long that was going to take. There we go. So I've just matched up just around the edges, and then once I'm happy, I'm just going to press. And then remove that one, and now we've got a perfect bear.
It's got
just
a cute face.
Peeking over.
Yeah.
But another just amazing thing about this set is we've got the back of the bear as well.
The bear behind.
Bear behind. We do indeed. So we're going to do exactly the same. Pop the bear there. However, nothing's stopping you from using the back of the bear on the front, so he's looking in if you want to. You could be doing it that way. So we're just going to ink him up exactly the same. And then once again, just for a moment, George, I'm just going to stick my head in the way.
That's where these stamping platforms, again, come into their own, isn't it? With tasks like this, they're so handy.
They're so handy. They really, really are. You know, and you can get away with using these no problem at all without our large magnetic one. Our magnetic one's just spot on when it comes to like our layering stamps, or even when it comes to line up stencils and that, they're good for them. But things like this, you can absolutely, just your small stamping platform, maybe even your 6x6 ones, they're so good. You can use the grids if you want to line up. You don't have to, like I've not done on this one, but they're there as an option. And then there's our card. So we've got bear just peeking out, but we've got the back as well, just to make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So let's just take just a couple of colours just to colour him or her out. So let's just take our illustrators. And then this is where I'm just going to use them as if I was using my tri-blends or my classics. But you can, of course, do your blending and shading if you want. Illustrators are great for things like your hair, or for the fur or the movement into, you know, dogs or cats, anything like that. Or if you want to get a bit of movement within the fluff of the bears, then this is where always go across to YouTube, and then certainly with Leanne, Fiona, Jan, there's so many good techniques and tuitions where you can get the best out of your Illustrator pen. So they are, people ask, you know, well, why do I need them? They're there because they give you that ability to get that extra movement into, you know, whatever you're wanting to colour, i.e. hair or fur, that sort of look that you're wanting. So let's just go, I'm going for the natural brown on this one here. So I'm just going to go right to the tip, and because we've got the fine nib right there, there we go, we can see how good that is. And then I'm just going to colour in this way here. So because we've got that fine nib, what I'll show you in a minute, I'm going to use these just as one pen, lay that one colour down, we're going to go over the top. But what it enables you to do is it gives you good flickage, Ben.
Good flickage.
Good flickage.
Wow. So that's a term I've not heard before in craft.
It's not something you hear a lot, is it?
No, it isn't.
But you do get that with the Illustrator. So what I mean by that is, let's just colour in Mr. or Mrs. Bear. I'm going to go right over the top. And as you see, because I've used my alcohol ink pad, we're not getting any bleeding or that from our stamp. What I will do is actually, I've got a deeper one as well, dark brown. So let's even just go around the edge slightly. I'm just going to just pull in, just doing little dots within this one here, and then let's just bring in that colour. So if you want to use them as if you're using them like your tri-blends or classics, you can do, but this is where they absolutely come into their own as to what I'm just about to show you just in a moment. So you can still just blend that colour out. So we've got that bit of depth coming from the top left-hand side coming down. However, if we keep that one there, let's go for an ivory with this one. So we'll stick with our natural brown. So depending on what stamp you're using, or it could be a digi stamp, anything that you print out, because you've got that flexibility within the nib that we'll see just in a moment. So you've got that nice flexibility, so it just really bends nicely. So you're wanting to, as if, either if you're a teacher or you've done teaching and you're marking the school books, or if you're at school and you used to mark each other's, so just as though you're ticking, you're getting that flicking action, that ticking. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go quite firm within this one, and I'm just going to flick all the way up. What I'm actually going to do is let's start with the lightest one first, because it's about building colour. Yeah. So we're just going to work our way up, so just flicking from the base, and we're just going to keep going. So we can just keep flicking up. If you're wanting to go round corners, depending on what stamp that you've got, so you're getting that bit of depth from in the base just there, but then you can see how the colour starts to come out. Yeah. It's like it's blending out on its own accord. But then if you want to come in with another shade, let's go for peach on this one. So again, we're going to start basically in the same place, but I'm not going to go as vigorously towards the top. We're just going to do light little flicks. So we're just going to keep going up. So working our way up. So on this one, I'm maybe going a bit further up than I need to. Yeah. But if you're doing tone on tones, so let's go natural brown, then you can start to go to the base. If we then, let's go for dusky pink on this one. So what this is going to do with the dusky pink, this is then going to make the peach that wee bit darker. So what I'm just going to do is just even lighter flicks. So we're not going near as higher up. So what you would then do is, the other way to think of it is, if you're using your Classique pens, for instance, you're using that 3-colour blend. So you're going from like your dark, your mid to your light, and you're colouring in circular motions. This time, what you're going to be doing is you're kind of going back to front. So you're starting with your lightest. So we're ivory, for instance, so we're really going to flick that colour out that we've done there. We're then going to go into the mid-tone, and then we're going to flick again, but we're not going to go quite as far up to the top. Then we can come in with a deeper colour, dusky pink, and then just do what I've done there. And again, flicking actions, but real, just small flicking actions. That's where you're going to get that build-up of colour. That's where you're going to get that blend in. That's when you're going to start to get that movement within the fur, within the hair, or anything, a cuddly toy, a present. Now, as many know when it comes to the social media, certainly when we were in lockdown at first and I was at home, I'd done a lot with my tri-blends as well as my Classiques. My next step, my next kind of aim for next year is then to move fully onto Illustrators, to know and learn a lot more. So what I would say with that is, absolutely go onto our YouTube and Facebook and that, and follow Leanne, follow Jan, follow Fiona, and what they do with the tuitions, because you'll get the best of the best knowledge for them. But then maybe we'll have a little journey together next year, whereas between myself and if you want to do the same on social media, we'll kind of just be following each other when it comes to the illustrations. That's my plan for next year when it comes to these pens.
Well, plenty of knowledge right there as well. If you want to go for the Illustrator Colour Essentials, details on your screen there, $74.99 or $119.95. Less your 20% if you're platinum. Comes down to a really lovely price. And the great thing is as well, is that you can still get your hands on these peekaboos as well. Yes, we've only got 2 of the characters left within the collection. Bet they're cute, aren't they? We'll show you again very quickly. You've got the little rabbit and you've got the bear. So there's the bear that we just saw in Craig's demo there. Absolutely gorgeous, our little bear. Look at his little face. And it comes with all of these little sentiments as well. So what I love is the sentiment stamps match up with the die. So I just can't bear to be without you. You've got bear hugs, sending you big bear hugs. You can match it up to create some really beautiful sentiments. And of course, I love the fact that you've got the bear on the front, and there he is, the bear behind. As well as the bear, you've got our little rabbit as well. So these are the final 2 little characters that we've got left, actually. And once again, you've got the dies to be able to create that peekaboo effect, which is so cute. There's the bunny. across the top there. And again, you can match up the stamp sentiments with the actual die itself. Some bunny loves you. You've got loads in there actually to make up your own little sentences. Great little bunny face. And again, open it up and there you go. You see the little bunny peering over. But again, like Craig says, you can flip these round and have like the bunny or the bear peering in, and you will get with this collection, of course, as well, the arches too, to be able to create that aperture. $16.98, $22.90 is the price. It really is a bargain, producer Laura. It really is. Back over to Craig just to see the end of this little demo.
We are indeed. All that I'm just going to do, Ben, is we'll just pop our tape, and we're going to go all the way around, and we'll just do this last bit. I don't have an actual finished one because I've had to change what my original plan was, but I just wanted to let you see how it could at least come together anyway. So let's take that layer that we've already done and cut. So we'll just pop that one over the top. So we've coloured in the front of the bear, but what I won't do is I won't colour in the back. I would just do exactly the same as what I've done at the base. So you're just going to colour in, and then what I would do is let's actually just quickly, let's take our die. So we're going to take the bear and, where's my plates? Here we go. We're just going to run this one through and we're just going to pop it at the top, do the pause in reverse. And what this will do is this is then just going to enhance that word of the bear. If you want to come and colour it in, you absolutely can do, no problem at all. However, it just nicely sets it off. Because I'm just going to take a little bit more pattern paper just for the middle. That can then go into the centre here. So that can pop into the middle. Press that into place. Remove our die. And remember how with the die, what happens is it cuts around the top, but it stays in place along the bottom. So what I would then just do is just bringing in my scissors, or it could be your craft knife. I'm just going to just trim around, just trim this excess off, just to make it easier to show you. So I can take that bear, and then all that I would just do is just along the line, you've got a bit of an embossed line that goes along the bottom. So I'm just going to trim that one. So we're just going to trim it, use the guillotine if you want. Same with just at the base of the R and the base of the B. So then that gives you the word bear, if you want to use it on its own. Bring in our dotty tape runner. Could use your tacky glue if you want. So I'm just going to hold that in and just get as much on as I can. And then just to finish it off, this can then just sit over the top.
Perfect.
So it just enhances it. I'm putting it direct on, but if you wanted to create a bit of a white shadow, you could just pull the gold just down very, very slightly. And that just enhances the bear. You've got the bear at the side as though it's peeking over, and you can see as if it's just saying hello. Or then you would then come along. I don't have one for this set finished, but you've got bear, and then you can then pop, I just can't, maybe along there. Bear, and then stamp to be without you along the base just there. So this is when you can have a bit of fun when it comes to the actual sentiments.
Absolutely love this collection. I loved it when it was the full collection. Love it when it's this little mini collection now as well. $16.98, $22.90. I would say final chance to get your hands on this currently, because as I say, we've only got the two little characters left, but it's a nice little collection, and it's a collection Liz, our guest on Craft House today, I know has been enjoying. Did you manage to get the full collection, Liz, when you got it?
I did, yes.
What's your favourite character in the collection?
Well, it's the cat.
Oh.
I've got a bit of a reputation for being the crazy cat lady.
Okay.
Well, that's what my kids call me.
How many cats have you got?
I've got two, and well, I say they're mine. One was my son's and one was my daughter's, but they've both left home, so I've got both the cats, and I'm left with them. But my daughter's got a cat at her house. So I've made this special Christmas card for Mason, who's their cat. I make him a card every year. And
you make the cat a card?
Every year. Yeah, there it is. So that's Mason's Christmas card.
That's brilliant.
But they think I'm crazy because I make things for pets for Christmas.
Absolutely not. You'll have to let us know what Mason thinks of it.
If you open it up inside, you can see there he is at the back.
That's brilliant. And that's Mason's colours you've done that in, obviously, yeah?
Yes, yeah. and I don't know if Craig can hear this, but I learnt a little technique. So with the cat on the front here, I use this masking stamping technique. I'd never heard of this till the other day, and Craig showed it on one of his programs. I think it was on Facebook earlier in the week. So I tried this masking technique, and I used the back of the body and the front for the head to stamp a whole cat, and I've stuck him on peeping behind the presents.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant. I can hear you, Liz. That is absolutely brilliant. And do you know what's so good as well? I've got one more live that I'm doing tonight, and it's so nice to hear that, yeah, we've been focusing on the Advent calendar, but then you've been able to take techniques in that as well. And then also, I just wanted to say, because it's all of us have had such great comments this year, but to you, Liz, you've been a big supporter, and you've sent me lovely messages, certainly towards the start of the year when I was in isolation as well. So thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. I'd love you a bit. I absolutely love what you create.
Thank you. And then look, I've just made this little gift box. This is, I've stamped around the edges so he's peeping over. And that's for his Christmas present. That's for his dreamies, his cat treats.
Oh, dreamies. I was going to say, what's in there? Catnip or toys, but it's dreamies,
Yeah.
is it?
That is genius.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Absolutely love that.
So those are Mason's Christmas presents.
I hope Mason's not watching, because now he's found out what his presents in his card look like. So fingers crossed he's not. But all in all, though, you've loved using the Peekaboo collection as well, yeah?
Yes, I've used it on quite a few different cards for the family. Yes, with the cats. And then I've got the giraffe and the dog and all of them. I think I've got them all. Yeah, the Go Wild one with the giraffe. That's quite good.
Well, listen, it's been so lovely having you on the show, and make sure, I know you've been having a little look through as we've been on the show here, but there's so many lovely comments coming in about all of your makes.
Thank you, everyone.
Just quickly as well, because I know you were really excited about being on Craft House. We're always looking for new people to come on. What would you say to other people who are thinking about coming on the Craft House?
Oh, definitely come on. I was a little apprehensive before, but I just got a message yesterday asking would I do it, and it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed it, and you get a little insight into what's going on in the background, and I've really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely, if anybody is thinking, oh, I don't know, is it a bit scary, give it a go. It's fun.
There you go, glowing recommendation from Liz. And of course, don't forget, you can now have the grand title of being our first guest in the new Craft House. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Liz, thank you so much. I know Craig has, he's just said how much he's enjoyed your company over the last few months on his lives and things like that. We've really loved your company here on the show over the last couple of hours. So a big thank you, and have a really, really Merry Christmas, won't you?
Yes, Happy Christmas to you both as well. I hope you have a great time. Have some downtime and enjoy fun with the family.
We certainly will.
Will do.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Love Liz. What a great guest. And as Liz says, it's a lot of fun. It's not as scary as you think it's going to be. I mean, it might be a bit more scary if, Derek was here or Joe. But, when I'm here, it's not that scary. No, seriously, get in touch with us. We're always looking for people to join us on Craft House. You can email the studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. to say, I want to be on Craft House, and we will get you involved in an up-and-coming show. You might have already been on as well. I think I'm right in saying that we can have, if you've been on before and you'd like to come on again, absolutely email in and we'll get you on, because it's always great to have you on the show as well. And for you to be able to show everybody else all of your makes. It's a great little crafty community we've got here at Crafters TV. Absolutely love it. We've had lots of questions about the double-sided die, and actually using the double-sided dies through the MIDI. So let's kind of go back to where we started and take a look at the double-sided dies. These are absolutely brilliant, honestly. And if you did miss the earlier demonstration with these that Craig was showing us, I think he's kind of dispelled any myths and rumours that these are difficult to use. So simple. You will, of course, need to get the double-sided plates, which are like an added extra, but we've got those on the show. But it's basically one die giving you two cuts to be able to create these beautiful double-layered effects. I've just got two of the boards of the edibles that you'll get within your collection. This one here is your Dancing Butterflies, and again, you can see two different cuts from one die, one pass, and this is what you're able to do. Here's my favourite. Look at that one. Absolutely gorgeous. your pretty florals, you can see for yourself here again, 1 die, 2 cuts, layer them up, and this is the effect that you can achieve. You've got the ability to be able to, of course, use these individually if you want to, but there's so much versatility. Don't forget, those are just 2 of the dies that you're going to get within this collection. You're also going to get your lily border. You're going to get in there your pretty florals, and there's lots more as well. 67.54 or 77.94. The other dies you're getting your diamond lattice, your heart to heart, your shining stars, and your fleur de lis. As I've mentioned, all those come for that low price, 67.54 or 77.94. So you're saving nearly £37 or nearly $42. If you can't stretch that today, but you want to go for these, then you can get them on a multi-buy as well. $12.99 or $14.99 individually, or 2 for £22 or 2 for $25. What I would say is, you know what, take a kind of leaf out of Liz's book and give these a go, because again, Liz was a little bit nervous, as you heard earlier on, about using the double-sided dies. Now she's got them, she realises how easy they are to use, and she loves using them. Lots of lovely comments coming in. Particularly about the illustrators. Suzanne on YouTube saying the brush nibs are really great to use, just like a watercolour brush. Mary Pat 1000 on YouTube, absolutely love the peekaboos. Yeah, if you're the same as Mary Pat, make sure you get those peekaboos, because the final 2 characters that we've got in that mini collection, potentially the last chance saloon to get your hands on those. And Shannon H on YouTube says, love watching the guests. Yeah, do you know what? That's why this is my favourite show of the week. I love doing Craft Dads, because I get to chat to all of you, and our guests have always been absolutely brilliant, and it's always the guests who we sort of chat to beforehand and go, oh, I'm really nervous, a little bit scared, end up being the best guests because they just come into their own and really enjoy the experience. So I really would encourage you to get involved in Craft Dads, because it is such a great show. Right, we have got about 10 minutes remaining, so let us go back to Craig. What can you show us in the last 10?
So I thought what we'll do, it's not going to quite take 10 minutes, but I know so many people ask, you know, can you use the double-sided dies throughout the mini or the midi? You know, what's the combination? So I thought, let's at least show you that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the garden border. So you will still need your double-sided plate, so you're still going to need them. So how I use mine to cut mine is I take my magnetic shim and then my metal shim as well from a Gemini Junior, because of course they're going to fit. So you don't actually need your folder that comes with the midi. So let's just use a bit of black and a bit of white for you to see. So let's have a look. So on this side here, I've got a bit less detail, so I'll do that in black, bit more on this side. So exactly the same as if you were using your plates. So let's just bring in our base plate that we can see here. So we'll pop our black on top with our die. We're going to then pop our white on the top, and then we're going to pop our second plate over the top, just like that one.
Okay.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my, well, I'll do it 6.5 dozen really. Let's do our magnetic shim and then our metal shim. So we're just going to run that one through. So let's just bring it in, just so that you can see how it just goes through. I think with Leanne, I'm not sure if she'd done it a different way in the fact she used the plastic shim, you know, the plastic shim that comes with the midi, the purple one. So it could be that she's used that one. I never seen her show, but that's what I've been doing with mine. With my, I don't know if you can see how with the metal, see how it's slightly bows slightly. So what I've just done is I just used it again, flipped it over and it flattened it out. So easy, good to go. So let's take these ones out. So you'll be able to see all die cuts all the way along. Let's actually take my, where's my tool? Here we go, right to the side.
I don't know why I was expecting that to be a lot harder than it was going through the midi, but you seem to do that with ease.
Yeah, yeah, it's not hard at all, not hard at all. You know, and the good thing with having the midi or having the actual, you know, hand crank machine as well, is you can do it at your own space or your own speed. And also what it happens to do is it just lets you know that wee bit more if it's not going to go through. Now, what I mean by that is with the large Gemini or the Gemini Junior, you know, you can kind of go by sound, you know, if it's not liking something and then it spits it back out. But if you're doing it with the hand crank, then you know instantly by starting to wind it through, it's like, no, it's not liking that. Or it could be that it goes through too easily, doesn't cut, and you know that you've missed out a plate or a folder. But let's just take just a couple bits of these ones. So that gives you your die cut for one side.
Uh-huh.
Let's bring in the white as well.
I was
Let's
just
use.
laughing to myself just a little bit there, just talking about using the manual die cutting machines, because you're the world record breaker, aren't you, with using the manuals?
Oh yeah, we got a video, didn't we? We shared the video. That was
funny.
good.
Was that last week? I think
That
it
was last
wasn't
week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what made me find it more funny. The fact of, you know, the hand movement of my hand, or your reaction with your laughter.
I just didn't expect you to crank it so quickly, as it were. I don't know what I was expecting, but I certainly wasn't expecting that. I think you clipped that off and put it on your page, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Do you want to see Craig, how quick he is with a manual die cutting machine? Like, was it the MIDI or the MIDI? It was the MIDI, wasn't it?
It was the MIDI.
Yeah, it was. Go
it
and
was
check
the
out his
MIDI.
Facebook page. It was, well, equally hilarious and brilliant at the same time.
That could be something that we start to do, because we've kind of got a paper version of a scoreboard. I know you can't see it on camera, but at the side of it, well, actually, you'll see it on social. Sarah had signed it, you know, so we could start to use that as a bit of a paper scoreboard, couldn't we?
Yeah.
See who else. Let me just line this one up, just so that you can see how. So within this one here, that's how it lines up. So you can see you've got parts of the black that doesn't die cut, and what that means is it starts to shine or pop through onto the front. So that is, if you're using your Gemini, then of course it is your 2 green plates and then your 2 cut-in plates. But if you want to do with your MIDI, you can do it either that way, or I do believe, and I'm not sure because I've never seen it, but I do believe Leanne used the plastic shim, but that's how I do it, with the magnetic and also the metal shim.
Just brilliant. Thank you, Craig. We are almost done. I do know Craig wants to say a little goodbye before we go, because this is his last show before Christmas. So we'll speak to Craig again in just a few seconds. Anna will announce the winners of our competition this show, 2 £20 vouchers to give away. But before that, let's recap on everything that we've had on the show, or things that you might want to get your hands on, which are still available, because it's been a busy show. The Garden of Love collection. This really, truly is a phenomenal deal. You're going to get all of your vellums in there. Of course, your A4 vellum pack. In 2 different colours, 12 double-sided sheets of that. You've also got in there your beautiful delicate lace border, your happy anniversary die. You've got that gorgeous rose plate card, which Craig did a great demo on earlier on. All of that satin ribbon, and then you've got the brilliant stamp collection with the monograms as well. That is a huge collection for £18. Potentially the bargain of the day. $25 if you want to go for that as well, saving $27.94 or $37.86. If you want to go for the stamps, again, within this collection, you do get the monogram stamps, but you get the 3 other collections as well. It's, again, a really big bumper collection is this. You get your floral bouquet, you're going to get your to have and to hold, and also the save the date collection as well. $13.98 or $18.33. Great value for money. Right. We've also got the dies on the show as well. Again, with these, just brilliant. If you've been wanting to get your hands on the Garden of Love collection, these mini collections are just brilliant. $22.36 for the dies here. Normally $55.90 or $83.90. You're making huge savings, whether you're shopping with us in the UK or indeed the US. So get on the website and grab those goodies whilst they are still here. Right, as we've mentioned throughout this show, and indeed through all the shows right up to Christmas, we're giving away £20 vouchers to spend with us here at Crafters Companion, simply for commenting. So, do you remember what we did in the last show, Craig? You got to do the, so I do the, and then you do the.
What did I do again? Oh yeah, I remember now.
So our first winner is Diane Shaw.
Ta-da!
Good. And our second winner is Sue Hintz.
Ta-da!
Congratulations, Sue. Congratulations, Diane. You have won each either a £20 or $20 voucher to spend with us, which is rather good. Make sure you claim your prize by emailing us. There you go. prizes@crafterscompanion.com. There you go. Congratulations. If you didn't win, thank you for your comment. We do read them all. We absolutely loved them, and we will be giving you more chances to win tomorrow. Right, we are almost done, but before we go, it is time to head over to the other side of the studio for Craig's Christmas message.
Not any pressure. I just wanted to say to everyone, have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, I thought you were doing like a big spiel or something.
No, like the Queen's speech.
Oh, okay. We'll carry on then.
No, that's it. That's me for, for this year actually. So I've got a little break over Christmas and I'll be staying in Scotland till just after the New Year. I'm back here on the 4th of January.
Me too!
Yes, me and you as
me
well.
and you.
There we go. So I'm ending my last show with Ben and then starting my first one with Ben. I just want to say have a Merry Christmas. The support that you give all of us at Crafters Companion has been amazing. And let's face it, this has been one of the most rubbish years that we've ever had. And if anything keeps us strong, firm believer that crafting absolutely does. Crafting really does, keeps us strong. It keeps us mentally strong as well. And so many have had it worse than me, but 12 weeks at home, and so many of you, they'll message and say, thank you so much, Crafters Companion, for, keeping us busy and keeping us occupied and giving us something to do. But it's thanks to you as well, because I know it's cliche to say, but without you, we're not here. And you've certainly helped me. So have a Merry Christmas. If you are able to spend time with family and friends, great. Anyone that's, having a tough one for whatever reason, be thinking of you. But I will see you on the 4th of January, where we're going to do it all over again. And we'll make sure by this time next year is going to be the best year. That's for sure. Have a great time and we'll see you then.
What that guy just said. Merry Christmas. See you in the new year. What a great show. What a great year to finish. I will see you tomorrow. I'm here with Debbie Fisher for a double day of Debbie, so we should look forward to that. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow back here. Oh, he's getting ready. He's getting ready for his wave. I'll say goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow on Crafters TV. Here's a final goodbye from Craig.
Bye.